Have y'all heard about the absolute chaos rocking Hollywood right now? Honey, let me tell you, the drama swirling around Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is so big, you'd think it was plucked straight out of a scandalous soap opera. Except it's real, and it's hitting harder than a double espresso on a Monday morning. We're talking lawsuits, allegations, tears, lost endorsements, the kind of situation that makes you clutch your pearls and wonder who's telling the truth. The star at the center of this storm? Justin Baldoni, an actor and director who once seemed destined for breezy family-friendly films, now fighting with everything he's got to protect his good name. Word on the street is that things have escalated way beyond a petty argument. Miss Blake, darling of romantic comedies, and her husband Ryan, everyone's favorite snarky superhero, might be facing a career meltdown like we've never seen before. This isn't just tabloid gossip, either. We're talking about real legal battles, massive damage claims, and accusations that could turn Tinseltown inside out. So buckle up because we're about to dive deep into the swirling controversies, the secret backers writing those multi-million-dollar checks, and the brand-imploding fallout that threatens two of Hollywood's biggest stars. By the end, you'll have all the juicy details about how Blake and Ryan ended up on the edge, and why Justin Baldoni might be the one giving them that final push. Ready for the tea? Let's get into it. When the news first broke that Justin Baldoni was suing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, people were downright floored. After all, Justin and Blake had once seemed like a friendly pair on the set of It Ends With Us. They flashed big smiles at premieres and even tossed compliments at each other during interviews. But behind those perfectly posed red carpet moments, the tension was allegedly simmering like a pot left on high. And simmer it did. Right up until the moment everything boiled over into accusations that have left Hollywood reeling. According to Justin, Blake falsely pegged him as a harasser on set, a label that can end any career in a heartbeat. But sugar, that was only the beginning. Justin struck back with a defamation lawsuit so big, it made folks drop their popcorn. We're talking a claim in the hundreds of millions. Let that sink in. Hundreds of millions of dollars. To no one's surprise, the immediate question was whether Justin could really stand up to the powerhouse couple who seemed to have half of Hollywood in their back pockets. Conventional wisdom said he'd fold under pressure. But baby, Justin Baldoni is not about to fold. He appears dead set on clearing his name, and if that means dragging every scrap of evidence into court, he's ready. One side is yelling harassment, the other is yelling slander, and both are lawyering up for the long haul. If you think that's dramatic, just wait. This battle has only begun. But the real shocker? Justin isn't fighting alone. Someone with very deep pockets has stepped onto the battlefield. The cracks in that picture-perfect cast started forming long before the cameras wrapped on It Ends With Us. Insiders whispered that Blake's top-tier status in Hollywood earned her more sway on set than most. Depending on who you ask, she was either taking the reins like a seasoned pro or bulldozing anyone who got in her way. And Ryan's occasional visits didn't exactly calm those rumors. The thinking goes that if you're married to one of the industry's biggest stars, you have a little extra leverage. That's all good and well for a power couple. But for someone like Justin trying to establish himself as a leading man and director, those alleged power plays might have felt like a noose tightening around his career. Things apparently got so tense that Justin started to feel cornered at every turn. The rumor mill claims he tried to keep things civil, but every compromise he offered was interpreted as weakness, or so he says. Eventually, it got so ugly that, according to Justin, not only was he at risk of being shut out of creative decisions, but there were hints his entire reputation could be torpedoed if he didn't cooperate. Hollywood is a jungle, and if you don't have the influence or money to protect yourself, you're often chewed up and spat out. Yet Justin decided he wasn't going to become a cautionary tale. Instead of cutting a discreet deal and fading away, he rolled the dice on a high-stakes defamation case. That's bold in an industry that prefers hush-hush settlements over public spectacle. But speaking of money, let's talk about the billionaire wildcard that changed everything. Because once big money enters the picture, you'd best believe we're dealing with a whole new kind of showdown. Honey, miracles aren't just for fairy tales, and Justin Baldoni found his in the form of a billionaire backer. Word on the street says a certain Steve Sarowitz, yes, a bona fide billionaire, decided to throw open his wallet and bankroll Justin's legal efforts. Now, Justin isn't exactly living paycheck to paycheck, but tangling in court with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds requires a bottomless pit of cash. Hollywood lawsuits are like black holes. They can swallow up fortunes in the blink of an eye. Without a wealthy ally, Justin might have been forced to bow out early, letting Blake and Ryan walk away unscathed. But baby, with this mysterious investor in his corner, Justin's confidence shot through the roof. Suddenly, He can afford top-tier lawyers who will scrap for every inch of ground. He can pay for discovery, expert witnesses, endless depositions, whatever it takes. And that's when Blake and Ryan apparently started feeling the pinch. Their money advantage got neutralized, and that's the one weapon they probably assumed would see them through any legal scuffle. Now, it's a level playing field, and everyone knows that means the gloves are off. If there's any dirt to be uncovered, any questionable emails, text messages, or hush-hush deals, it'll likely make its way into court documents. Y'all better get comfy, because from the looks of it, neither side is backing down. And while Justin's newfound war chest shakes up the legal fight, Blake's entire business empire has begun to show some serious cracks. Let's talk Ryan Reynolds, the witty jokester who made Deadpool a pop culture sensation. He's known for his quick comebacks and social media savvy. But these days, the comedic persona that made him a fan favorite might be causing him grief. Word is, while filming Deadpool 3, Ryan took a few potshots at Justin Baldoni through off-script jokes. For an edgy character like Deadpool, mocking other celebrities might seem like standard fare. But child, Disney, which has a controlling interest in Marvel, is anything but thrilled. We all know Disney is big on a family-friendly image. Well, as friendly as they can be while still printing money off R-rated heroes. Having Ryan involved in a scandal this messy is the last thing they want. Rumor has it, Disney higher-ups have strongly suggested Ryan scale back his usual brand of barbed humor, especially if it touches on Justin's situation. If he refuses, he could find himself edged out of the very franchise he helped catapult to success. That's a shocker, right? Who could even imagine Deadpool without Ryan's signature sass? But in Hollywood, money speaks louder than fandom. And if Disney senses that negative headlines could hurt their investments, they'll make changes faster than you can order a latte. Ryan's predicament might still be salvageable, but combined with Blake's crumbling empire, it's adding up to a high-stress situation. And that's before we even address the elephant in the room. Justin's jaw-dropping demand for $400 million. So let's talk cold, hard cash. Because the numbers being thrown around here might just blow your mind. Grab your popcorn, because Justin Baldoni isn't demanding chump change. He's reportedly suing for a staggering $400 million in damages. Yes, $400 million. For perspective, that's enough to buy an entire private island, a luxurious yacht to get you there, and probably still leave you with enough to vacation on the moon if Elon Musk ever works that out. The claim? Justin says he's lost future earnings due to Blake's harassment accusations and the subsequent tarnishing of his name. If he wins, it's not just a victory. It's a life-changing windfall that will stand out even in Hollywood's big money world. Now, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are no strangers to high paychecks themselves. Between blockbuster films, brand endorsements, and side businesses, they've built a sizable nest egg. But as wealthy as they are, $400 million is steep, even for two A-listers combined. At the risk of losing major endorsement deals if public sentiment sours, and the financial fallout could be catastrophic. One big brand dropping out might be a slap on the wrist. Multiple brands jumping ship could push them dangerously close to a meltdown. And that's the ticking time bomb here. If the court rules in Justin's favor, Blake and Ryan could potentially owe so much money that they'd have to rebuild their entire empire from the ground up. That's a tough pill to swallow for anyone, let alone a power couple used to dominating red carpets. But guess what? They won't have to wonder for too long, because the legal system is moving forward and all eyes are on the trial date set for next year. Y'all, if you thought Johnny Depp's legal showdown was a spectacle, get ready for the next blockbuster. March 2026 is rumored to be the date when Justin Baldoni faces off against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds in what could become Hollywood's biggest courtroom drama this decade. That might sound far off, but in legal time, it's practically around the corner. Attorneys on both sides are already digging up every email, text, or whispered conversation that might tip the scales. You can bet the paparazzi are marking their calendars, too. Because if this goes to trial, it'll be a media circus from day one. What's really got people buzzing is the presiding judge, Louis Lehman, who apparently wants no part of a quiet settlement. He's reportedly enabling full discovery, depositions, and evidence sharing without pushing for mediation. Translation: all the dirty laundry might get aired. And in a world obsessed with behind-the-scenes gossip, that is primetime entertainment. For Blake and Ryan, it means any petty comment, questionable move, or hush-hush tactic could go public. Justin, meanwhile, has to prove every allegation and show receipts to back up his defamation claims. One slip, one piece of evidence that doesn't line up, and everything could crumble for either side. It's high risk, high reward, with the entire industry watching. By the time closing arguments wrap, we could be looking at a verdict that changes how Hollywood navigates on-set disputes forever. So, what happens if everyone doubles down and no one backs out? Let's take it to the final act and see whether redemption or total destruction is in store. So here we are, staring down the barrel of what might be one of the most damaging feuds Tinseltown has ever witnessed. Blake Lively, once America's sweetheart, is watching her brands take a nosedive as the scandal intensifies. Ryan Reynolds' comedic golden boy is sweating over Disney's disapproval. And Justin Baldoni, armed with a billionaire's backing, is ready to lay every piece of evidence on the table to defend his name. Apologies? Reconciliations? At this point, it seems too far gone for all that. Everyone's dug in their heels, and the fallout is shaping up to be epic, potentially bankrupting, career-ending, or at least severely reputation-tarnishing. The ultimate question is whether Hollywood is about to lose one of its most charming power couples, or if they'll stage a last-minute comeback that even the best screenwriter couldn't craft. Either way, this scandal won't just fade into the background. It's likely to remain a cautionary tale for years to come. The choices they make now, whether that's a settlement, a public mea culpa, or a full-speed sprint to trial, will define more than just their personal futures. It could redefine Hollywood's approach to star-driven scandals. Thanks for supporting the Gossip Wire. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more of the hottest celebrity news online.